What's up, boys? In today's video, I'm going to be trying my best to teach you guys how to get better at 1v1s. I do have some achievements in 1v1s, like going 1000-0 in competitive 1v1 wagers and beating top pros like Unknown Army, Clicks, Zexro, Stretch, etc. So I'm not just some random guy claiming he's good at 1v1s who's going to give you some low level and trash tips. I am now double daily uploading on YouTube, so if you guys can hit that like button so that you can make my grind worth it, that would be super appreciated. Every single video, I hide a picture of something for a few seconds, and if you guys find the picture and say what it is in the comments, I'll make sure I pin your comment and sub back. Also guys, please consider subscribing. It's completely free, and you don't realize how much it helps out us YouTubers to literally just click the button super quickly. Enjoy the video. Alright guys, so the first thing in a 1v1 is always going to be the start, obviously. And what you have to understand about starts is different starts counter each other, right? So here I'll do an infinite 90 start, which I actually have a video on how to do infinite 90s if you don't know how. But even infinite 90s, there's other starts that can, you know, counter that. So the guy I'm playing, his name is Zito. He's actually quite good at the game. So I didn't just get a bot to, you know, teach you guys about 1v1s. And another start you can do is the double 90 start. This is basically what almost everyone does, any casual player. But look at this. When I do the double 90 start, what he did countered that. He didn't do the number 90s, he did a triple 90 start, and it actually blocks my double 90s. So you see how different starts kind of, you know, affect each other. And when I did infinite 90s, I won my high ground right off start. So the first thing in 1v1s, and it's like probably one of the most important things, it's literally the start and figuring out which start does best against your opponent. Usually the best start to do is infinite 90s. But, you know, it depends. If you notice infinite 90s are not working, you're gonna have to do another start. Zito's mechanics are terrible. Like, you watch him play, you're like, yo, like, how are you actually even getting shot by this guy right now? But he shoots his gun and he has good aim. That's all you really need. And I notice so many people, when I play wagers, they just, like, they just build and build and build, but they never shoot their gun. And that is the worst thing you can do, because you're just prolonging the fight. You're just prolonging the fight, and you're not doing anything. You're not progressing. It's not like you're building up to something slow, because you're not. You're just not shooting your gun. And now another start I want to show you guys, the triple 90 start. This is the start that he did to block my double 90s, if you guys saw that not too long ago. So this is the start that he's doing, and it's actually a very good start. I would recommend it over the infinite 90s even. You basically do a triple 90, then put some cones and another triple 90. It's 6 90s in total, and it completely blocks off the double 90 start completely in every single way. I can try to get into some stuff about piece control and, you know, how important that is in 1v1s, but the thing is with that is that's not something I can just teach you. You know, that's something you have to practice on your own. Oof. So you see that start, it completely, look at that, you know, a little piece control by him, but you see his start, it completely counters mine. Like if I were to do double 90s, it completely counters it. He has an insane advantage throughout the entire fight. If he just holds tight, which is not hard to do, by the way, then he's gonna have a crazy advantage basically the entire fight. Honestly, also don't be afraid to chop out. Chopping out is a little bit more, you know, I know people complain about chopping and stuff. If you're doing a friendly 1v1, don't chop out. You know, if you're just playing for fun, don't. But if you're playing a 1v1 to win, men, don't be afraid to chop out. I'll teach you guys how to chop out a little bit, because there's ways to do it, man. You can't just chop out. When you chop out, you completely leave yourself vulnerable. You have to somewhat... Oh, he's about to get my bucks. Jesus. When you chop out, you're leaving yourself super vulnerable, right? So, and this guy's good. See, I got a good player so that you guys can see what it's like to actually play a good player. I don't want to get some bot and I'm just like 30-0ing him, you know? So I'm gonna show you guys how to chop, because I know you guys might think it's stupid, but it's very important in hard, high-level 1v1s. So, right, I lose height, oh no, whatever. You want to cover yourself like this. I know, it's called the Plalism chop for the people that know it. But covering yourself like this and watching your head, like he's probably gonna edit somewhere around there. He doesn't even know what to do, because he can't do anything. See, look, easy height. And you have to understand, again, like I said, having height in 1v1s is the biggest advantage ever. It's super important. And you can lose it very easily. But, you know, you want to try to keep height. Don't overbuild up to height, because then you, like I said, then you'll run into the problem of never shooting your gun, like I said earlier. But you want to build high enough above him where he can't get height very easily. He has to either chop you out or stay like 2-3 above him. Because when you stay 2-3 above him, you can do things like that. You know, get little... Oop. It's perfect. You can put so much pressure on him. So what we're gonna do is that chop out I just showed you guys, I'm gonna show you guys how to counter it, because it's actually not very hard to counter. But I'm gonna show you if a good player is doing that chop out on you and you want to know how to counter it. It's not even just a counter, you actually can do really well on this. So I get height here, right? He starts doing the plal chop. You're like, oh man, this is rough, right? You kind of like do little waterfalls down. You see? There's ways to counter it. Even if he plal chops all the way like that, you just do like, oh, well, he actually chopped me out here, but the reality of it is in 1v1s where you're just having fun, you know, don't spray and chop out. You know, that's kind of toxic, but in a competitive 1v1 where the goal is to win, you have to do things to win. And chopping out is completely fair play. It's part of the game. You know, it's a mechanic in Fortnite. If you're good at it, you're good at it. That's just how it works, right? Another thing I like to do, and you have a lot of confidence for this, is let's say a guy's on high ground and I know I'm a lot more HP than him, which I know I'm a lot more HP than Zeta right now. When he starts shooting your double stare, and I do this on purpose, I double ramp with little protection on purpose so that he starts shooting at my stare, and then when he shoots at my stare, I start shooting back. Only if they're weaker. If they're not weaker, that's pretty, I don't know, it's a little risky. I only do it when it's not really a big risk. It catches them by surprise every time. It's kind of crazy. I'm going to show you guys again a little bit more of how to counter the plal chop there that I showed you guys, because it's actually so easy and people don't realize how easy it is, man. It's so easy. Look at this. Right here, 58. And this is how I get people every time. It's so easy. You know, like that's what he's like at 100. Look at that. I mean, he didn't do the plal chop very well, but even if he puts cones around the entire build fight, you can just waterfall down from anywhere, and then you have your AR. You beam the hell out of him, you know? Ooh, missed. That's why people who complain about breaking down, like, you have to understand, there's levels to it. You can easily counter it, you know? You just gotta learn how. Okay, breaking down isn't necessarily very easy when you're playing against someone who knows how to counter it. Another thing that I kind of don't want to really get into, just because this is how to get better at 1v1s, not really how to be as flashy, is like retakes and stuff. If you're trying to win the 1v1, you know, retakes, I wouldn't really say help. Maybe in some situations, but really the only retake you need, man, is 90s. Like, and maybe a few nice little... You know, nice little, like, I don't know, like, something like that. You know, like, some very simple retakes. You don't need anything crazy, man. Another thing I just want to get into really quickly again, the starts, okay? I want these... I can't stress enough how important it is to get height off start every single time. So, to counter the 390 start, the one that he's going to do right here, you want to do infinite 90s. If you don't know how to do infinite 90s, I have a video on that. I'll put in the description. If it's not in the description, I somehow forget, just look up Plalism, how to do faster 90s. It's in there. So look, infinite 90s, you want to put, you just keep going. You literally just keep going, and the 90s are faster, because I can do 690s faster than he can do 690s, because he's doing it in a weird way. So now, Zito's gonna do a normal double 90 start. This is the most common one you'll get. Everyone does normal 90 starts, okay? And I've been talking so much about 90 starts because it's so important to get height off start. It's literally, it'll improve your chance by winning the fight by like 20-30%, right? So he's gonna do a normal double 90 start, and if your 90s aren't faster than his, then you do this start right here. It blocks him off completely. See that cone? It's just the triple 90. It's exactly the same start that he was doing before. It's just a triple 90, then a ramp out, some cones, and another triple 90. If you slow it down, you can learn it within an hour. It's not hard at all. Super not hard at all. And it's probably the most effective start. Again, against double 90s, it is the most effective start. This is really cool. You guys are actually gonna love this. So if you ever get into a fight with someone who does infinite 90s, it's so easy to counter. Like, it's insane. Let's say his infinite 90s are faster than your infinite 90s, and you just can't figure out a way to beat his start, right? Because what would counter it? Right, so watch this. So this is what would counter his infinite 90s. So that right there, you basically... Oh, okay. Oh my god, we just piece controlled them so hard. So basically, as you can see, you literally do a double 90, you just ramp up to his infinites and then just stare him and cone him. It's like, in no matter how fast his infinite 90s are, you'll always get there first. Always, you'll always get there first, as long as your double 90s aren't like so slow. But you'll get there first every time. Do infinites again. I'll show you guys again. You just do normal double 90s, ramp up to the left, and then just cone. Sometimes you'll even get the wall and you can box them. Most of the time you'll get the wall, actually. It was actually pretty rare that you don't get the wall. And then, hey, you have height for the whole, you know, for the whole fight. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I kind of just wanted to give you a few little tips and tricks because obviously I can't make you the best 1v1 in the world. I can only help you get better. A lot of it is practice. A lot of it is experience. That's how... At first I was terrible at 1v1s. I lost 5-0 to, you know, a bunch of players, mediocre players. And then I played wagers every day, 8 hours, man. And within a few months, you know, I started to be like one of the best. And I started to get really good at 1v1s. And it just came with a lot of experience, a lot of practice. And I tried my very best to get better. You know, I didn't just play for fun. I actually tried to get better every day. So these tips, they'll help you a lot if you actually practice them. If you think like, oh, breaking down is stupid, you know, spraying. I mean, I didn't really teach you anything about spraying, but you know, all these are stupid, you know, you're playing so lame, whatever. You just don't have a winner's mentality. You're not going to be able to win against top tier players, you know? So these are just a few tips and tricks, man. If you want to use them, use them. If you don't, you know, it's your call. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video and I'm out. Peace.